One of the questions that I get asked very frequently is, but where are the stories, Sanjay? So I mentor a lot of founders, small businesses, B2B, B2C, large organizations. I have worked with a lot of people, a lot of leaders in my journey in marketing. And one of the questions when I tell them about the power of storytelling, they turn around and say that, but where are the stories? And my question is, the first question that I ask is, why did you start this business? That itself is the beginning story. That's the origin story of your organization. So every organization has this origin story. The few founders who came together, few people who came together. What is that vision that you're looking at? What is it that you're trying to change in the world? And what are your struggles that you have gone through? These are stories to which people get attracted. The right kind of people will get attracted to you. The right kind of teams will come into you. Otherwise, you're just getting people who are doing a 9 to 5. People who buy into your vision, who buy into your story, who enroll into your story are the ones who will play that bigger game for you, who will be part of your journey as not just employees but as partners. So, what are you looking at, right? And now the next question comes, but we are a B2B company, and here this kind of emotional stuff will not work. And I don't agree, because on the other side is a human being, whether it is B2C or it is B2B. On the other side, always there is a human being, and humans are wired for stories. Why do you think that people sitting through the presentations get bored? They hardly understand anything that you presented, because you're presenting so much of data but very little of story behind the data. Every data also holds a story. Every client of yours is a story. There is some impact that you have made in the world, and that what for that client, and not just for that client but the client's clients. And I have seen this myself. So when I used to work in the corporate communications department, I used to literally go down and speak to customers. I would listen to their stories. I would capture, with their permission, I would capture the stories. And I have got some really beautiful lines that have come out from these customers. And the things like I said, we knew that there would be difficult times, but we know that we can trust you guys to deliver. Now, this is a powerful statement made by a customer. This is a story of a customer. And this story, when it is shared out with other prospective customers, has much more power than you trying to bring in all the features that you have got in your products. So clients have stories. Your employees have stories. Every employee in the organization has a story of himself. Are you impacting their lives in some way? Are you really creating that kind of a culture? A culture is a fabric of stories. Stories that are passed on through the generations. So when you're building a culture, also storytelling becomes a very powerful tool that you have with you. Unfortunately, we are not, as organizations, whether it is a small business, whether it is a one person run business, or whether it's an organization, we are not leveraging storytelling to its full potential. And wherever I go, I see so many stories. When I speak to people, I get those stories. When I speak to the founders, I get those stories, and I tell them, why the hell don't you share this? And they look back at me as if I've shocked them. Is this a story? Yes, this is a story. This is something that people connect with you. Your struggles are something that people will connect with, because that's the human side. That's what you're sharing with people. So, and the important piece of this entire thing is that, you have to just be authentic in your storytelling. You're not making up stories. You're not just making up something. You're not just putting on. You're being very authentic when you're sharing. It is the idea of sharing. The filter that you apply is that just one filter that I look at is, does it align with the overall, the brand story? The founder's story definitely aligns with the brand story. Employees' stories about the culture aligns with the brand stories. The client's stories that they have got to share aligns with the overall brand story. So you have got enough stories. The impact that you're making in the world, by what you are doing aligns to your brand story. Now you've got so many stories to tell, but then what are you doing? You're just not picking them up. You're just not sharing. And I would say one of the most powerful tools that we as marketeers have is a power to storytell. And I would say that the role of the chief CEO of the company is the role of a chief storyteller. That KRA rests on the desk of the founder, of the person who's driving that organization, because it is your storytelling that's going to attract people. It is going to drive business for you. It is the one that will get the right kind of people coming and working in that orbit of that organization. So, what do you feel? Do you have stories? Secondly, are you sharing your stories?